Alright guys, so welcome back to this section. Welcome back to this channel. This is Potence Hub. Alright, we're actually going to be doing a whole lot analyzing this particular chart for um to be able to make profits when it comes to trading, as you can see right here. So pretty much we're going to be moving as fast and as quick as we can. Now I'm actually dealing on these, making use of trading view, as you can see right here. And now in this particular one, now what we're going through here is that we're going to be analyzing this chart. As you can see, my chart here is well structured. Mind you, this is actually Euro USD. As you can see now, it's well structured. I've been able to get my indicators on, and as you can see right now, um we're currently at the New York time, as you can see right there. So everyone trading this, as at the time this video was being recorded, actually trading on the New York time. So this is what it looks like now. As you can see now, the market is actually bullish at this point in time. So but pretty much I'm going to just be analyzing this particular point of taking a trade. And as you can see right real quick, if assuming you were among, or for all those who were able to stake a trade, for all those who were able to buy, hang on, for as many that were able to buy at this point, as many that were able to buy at this point, as many that were able to buy at this point, they were, you can imagine the amount of profits they have been able to make from here. That's pretty much it. Now let's take our time to analyze what this point really is. This very point, as you can see right here, the market is still on. The bulls are all over the market. All right, now let's look closely. Now we're through with the Asian section and the London section, and one of the key things that is we need to pay attention when it comes to trading is that you must understand these fundamentals, that most often than not, when the London period, when the market tends to be bearish during the London period of time, there would be often than not much of a reversals. So what this therefore means is that once the bearish, once the market is bearish during the London period of time, we find out that when it's heading through to the New York time, there would be this pull, great pull from the bulls are going to take it up from there in most of the cases. I'm just establishing that fact in most of the cases. But if we're not looking at it from that light, we are still going to pay close attention to some couple of other things to also pay attention, to draw our mind to. Now, if we look closely, this market is just a simple market going on. Now, if you watch, before talking about the New York section, let's talk about the Asian and then take it down to the London. Now, for this Asian section, if you watch, there was much of consolidation during the liquidity level, much of consolidation to your liquidity level, as you can see right here. And that's why you have this box here to do this indication. So you'll be able to see what we're actually talking about. Now you saw that most of the time during the Asian sections, there are lots of consolidations of prices. Price action tends to go up, come down, and all of that, forming all of those liquidity level, both at the at the higher and at your lower as well. So you need to pay attention to this. So most of the time we really, and we often advise that you don't step into the market during the Asian section, because the rates of fluctuation of the market, as concerning that particular currency pair you're dealing with, might not really be such that would you know pave the way for you to make much profit in that market. So what we do most of the times when we advise is that you stay out of the market during the season or during the time for the Asian section. Now it is more, if you more preferably, you can venture into the market during the London session, and also during the New York section, the New York time as well. which is just pretty much simple. Now, looking at this particular trade now, we've been able to get to the New York session. Now, before the New York session, you were able to see that there was this doji that was formed here. At first, remember what I said earlier when I was, giving the preamble in this video. I said once, most of the time, when you have a London market that is, on a bearish trend, in most of the cases there will be a retracement to the bull, and the bull are actually going to be taking over, and in this case that is what you're seeing here. But you see, it is not 100% accurate or 100% assurance for you that whenever you have a bearish trend in the London market, that the New York market is actually the New York, sorry, the New York, London time frame, that the New York time frame is actually going to be bull. No, what this means is that it is actually one of the indicator that tells you that okay, you have to prepare yourself for the next move. And in doing that, there are still several forms of indicators that you can also still use. Another indicator is that you must also pay close attention to the forming of the candles. What kind of candles are being formed there? As you can see right here, what kind of candles are being formed right here? Let's zoom in, let's zoom out so you can see clearly. Now if you watch, this is actually a doji. This is a doji candle, as you can see right here. This is a doji. And now from the normal elementary candlestick patterns and all of that, when you see a doji, it is actually a pause. So what that therefore means is that you shouldn't take any action because you're not certain of where the next point of price of action is going to be facing. You don't have no idea of it. You don't have any idea. So what that therefore means is that you're supposed to take a halt or take a pause and calm yourself down and wait for the next candle to form. Are we together now? And when the next candle form, if it happens that the candle is still a doji, you shouldn't also still do what, take an action. This is where a lot of people feel. They just feel because the first one is a doji, since the second one is coming, you might now want to go ahead and venture to this. Maybe the second doji that formed in a way that it became a green candle. That's if you're paying attention to the color now. It became a green candle. So you might not say, okay, since the second one still form a green candle, it means the price action is going to actually be bullish. No, in most of the cases, that is where we get it all wrong. You have to pay attention to how the formation of the next candle. Now when you see a candle like this very one now, as you can see right here, this very candle, you could see this is a full bull candle. It's a full bullish candle. And now this particular candle being formed here now gives us another indication that yes, the market will be heading, it will be heading upward for you to get prepared and stay. Now, if you were based on from these two indications, now you've been able to see that staking here is for this particular market, you would have actually made tons of profit here. But because you've not gotten the full indications of setting your particular trade at this moment, momentarily here, because of the doji that you have here, you have to wait up to this moment. And you now see that even if you have to stake here, you were still going to make profit. It now became a big, as you can see, it now became a big pull upward to this level. Are you seeing now? It became a big pull upward. This is the market for you. This is really the market. So whether you stake here or you stake at this other level, you would have still made tons and tons of profit. But most of the people, because of how fluctuating this market is, some persons would now tend to stake in places that they are not supposed to be. And before they are making lots of losses in the market. So this is pretty much simple. You have to wait for the market before you go ahead and stake whatever it is you want to stake. Very important. Very important. Ensure you have those confirmations before going out to stake your trade. So this is just for this particular one. That was actually what happened. Let's look for another. Now, okay, let me still explain something here. As you can see now, the market is retracing. This is interesting. Now, if you watch closely, you've seen that this particular candle now has been able to, it has gotten to the threshold of this you know London period indicator, as you can see right here. So you now say that, okay, for you to have such a candles formation, that the wick is below 50% of the candle, as you can see right here. The wick is below 50%, or sorry, or the body of the candle is below 50% of the entire candle. Talking about body wicks and the candle, you now see that this is another a very good indication. So for all those who were able, then you wait for the next candle to form. You now see that for the as this candle had to form a bias here, as you can see right here. So in forming this bias here, it is not a clear indication for you to stake your trade, because at this point it has formed a very good bearish bias here. So in this case now, you stake your trade at this point. So even if you stake your trade at this point, let's watch at what the market is going to look like in the next 3 to 4 hours. You will be amazed at the what the profit level is going to be at this point. So pretty much this is very simple of analysis. You just need to ensure that you know what you are doing, and one indication is not just enough, or one indicator is not really enough for you to be able to ascertain the direction of the market. You must be able to know the direction of the market by having multiple and understanding about different types of indication, right from candle pattern, candlesticks patterns. You see that now, and you need to also understand a whole lot, talking about the bias, talking about both fair value gaps and the rest of them. Of course, we didn't touch that in this particular video. So with this, I believe you've been able to get this very clear and explanation as concerning how to stake a trade at this particular level. Now, for those who did this, you see what they would turn out to earn. So I think this was actually helpful. I'm going to speak about this particular one in the next video, as you can see right here. So I will explain this particular one in next video. If you mind you, if tuning in, do it to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever a new video drops in this level. See you in the next one.